Well, it's finally arrived. I think I may have mentioned this once or twice, but my pre-order from Warlord Games has finally come in. Now this is, I'm going to call probably the release. Everybody who's ordered stuff should probably be getting theirs in the mail. I did not get a preview copy or anything because I've already seen people unbox some of this stuff. So I'm like, oh well, some people got it. But if you're just regular Joe Schmo that's ordered this, it probably should start coming out to folks because this is mine. But what do we got? Confederate Brigade and a Union Brigade. Okay, I knew I was getting that, so that's going to add more folks. Then this is a signed version of the game. Now that's not shrink wrapped. Probably ran out of shrink wrap. Might have to pause the video to take that out. Okay, so that is heavy. And then we got one bolt action War Without Hate. Cool. This will go into my non-bolt action collection because I've got like some paratroopers, but I have no idea what this is for. I mean, obviously this was some sort of item given out somewhere, so if anybody is familiar with the War Without Hate, please fill me in because that's cool. I just have no idea if this came from a convention or with some kind of handout, who the figures are representing. Let me know. Alright, I'm going to pause for a second, come back, and we'll take a deeper look at what comes in the boxes and kind of go from there. Alright, we're going to start with the two small boxes first. Now this is going to be what I would call an old-fashioned unboxing. So instead of taking the time to learn all the components and show you everything in a nice, I'm just so excited, I'm just going to rip the shrink wrap here with you, not knowing what I'm looking at. Well, I mean, I know what I'm looking at. It's a box of Union Brigade soldiers here, but no detail beyond that. And we got Confederate, so I'll just rip that real quick. So this is like not an informed unboxing, but a joy of unboxing, if you will. So let's take a look at the Confederate. Now, from the website, I was reading that the Confederates will be cast in gray and Union in blue, which is great, because I probably won't get these painted for a very, very, very long time. So let's see. Haha, it's gray. We got flags, plenty of flags there. Oh, and it's got stars and bars. Interesting. Just had a conversation with my friend about that, where he mentioned I think Avalon Hill started to remove stars and bars from some of their games, and we had just played War at Sea, and it had swastika on the German ships. From a historical standpoint, that's great because it's, you know, historical, and so it's interesting to see that would have that here. So that's good because, again, I'm playing a historical game, so this will help me accurately portray historically the units. So that's cool. And it's got 1, 2, 3 sprues. Yeah, I think this is going to be enough. It's going to make your 5. This is like 100. Should be 100 people, right? So it's 20. Because you take 10, you stick it on the base, and then the base holds 2 sets of these 10, and so that gives you like 5 bases. And then there's a officer and 1 artillery piece. This is exactly like the sample sprue that I got. So this should be 100 soldiers, officer, and an artillery. And then 200 men, 300 men essentially. Perfect. And then all the bases. And the bases are green, so you've got, you know, ground. Now, I only point that out as far as like the coloring and whatnot on these because, and I'm sure lots of people have discussed this, you might want to play more than paint or collect or something. So it's a little simple thing, but it's nice that you've got the basic gray. Okay, well, there you go. There's a Confederate brigade. Excellent. And we'll just quickly, oh, let me put this in here. We'll just quickly look at the Union. I would not expect the Union box to be any different other than I can't get the flag sheet back in. but I would not expect the Union box to be any different, except that it's going to be blue. Which leads to another interesting discussion then, is hats. Alright, flag sheet is crumpled back in. Alright, so let's take a look. And is it blue? Blue, blue, blue! We got Union blue. Nice. And you got the equivalent Union soldiers. Okay, so that does lead to a discussion on hats that I've had and read. I mean, nothing serious, but it appears that there's a lot more of the cowboy looking hat. I don't know a better name for it, but on the Confederate, but there's like an equal amount of the cowboy hats on, so it's almost like the exact same casting, which is fine. It makes sense. You gotta save money. All you gotta do is change the color of the plastic that you're running through your molds. But it does lead to where I've heard some people are actually clipping the hat so they look more like the Kepkes. Kepke. I forgot. Someone told me the name. So just so you're aware, I know very little about the Civil War. Like, this is how I learn about periods of time, is through gaming. Therefore, please don't look to this as some kind of tutorial or Eddie knows what he's talking about when it comes to gaming. That's not me. So this is all new for me. And I only mention that because I have to decide, do I want to take my poor modeling skills and clip more of these hats so they look more like the Confederate hats that we're used to seeing, or just go with it? You know, because I did mention to someone, it almost looks then like every Union soldier looks like Grant, because Grant was running around with his, you know, his cavalry hat and whatnot. And, well, I'm not sure if this is the same color green or not, but it doesn't matter. Green is green. Green is green, blue is blue. Alright, that's excellent. So right away for me, I can start gaming. If you didn't see my unboxing of the sample sprue that came in one of their Warlord magazines, I just am going to affix these with blue tack. I'm not going to glue them into their base. That way, if I ever get brave and want to paint, I just have to pull them off the blue tack and they're set. Here's the flag sheet as I'm trying to... This isn't going back in very well. So I tell you what, let me struggle with that off camera. And let's take a look at the flag sheet here. Alright, well, you got some with stars, 6th Wisconsin, 24th Michigan. That's pretty cool. And they're small and appropriate sized. Perfect. Alright, there you go. We got some Union soldiers there. Okay, I'm going to put this away and we're going to open up the big box. Okay, I lifted the camera up a little bit so I can still reach it, but yeah, this is a huge box. This is full of stuff. Now, the pre-order that I did should have buildings, Gettysburg buildings, and it's going to have a rule book. One should be signed because there's the signed ACW, and that was pretty much it, the two brigades. But I wanted to have some terrain, so that's why I got the package that has the Gettysburg building. So hopefully that's in here. So we'll lift this. I almost feel like maybe it was shrink wrapped or they didn't because they had to make, I don't know, we'll find out. But here is, this was a couple, there it is, it's General Robert E. Lee. I thought there was supposed to be Grant and Lee. It just says Robert E. Lee. So I'll have to look to see who I got. But I'm going to check too, because one thing I noticed is I think some of the pre-orders of additional things that you can buy are going to be cast in resin. So without opening this, I don't know if this is their resin or if it's a, you know, plastic. So very excited though. Got some fancy leaders. I'm looking, I think the buildings are at the bottom of the box. Perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to move this aside here and pull things out. Boy, that's huge. Okay, we get a nice American Civil War booklet. Decide the fate of a nation as North and South collide in massed battle. Epic battles. Good. And again, having not researched prior, my curiosity was, is this going to be rules specifically for Epic? I mean, it's part of their Black Powder and it's running their Civil War, and they mentioned the Glory Hallelujah book. It's just that the game traditionally is played in 28mm, so I was wondering then, is this going to have some rules that specifically talk about, does it play differently using these, you know, bases of this epic scale? But looks like there's a little intro to specifically the Civil War. Talks about the armies. Alright, we got disorientation. Well, then there's some rules. While the Black Powder rules can be used to refight actions of the American Civil War, what follows is a set of optional extra rules that adds a unique flavor to your games, making them a truer representation of the battles in the American Civil War. Alright, so we'll read it out. And this has like the longer bases for infantry. Yeah, there's quite a few little extra rules there. Epic battles. Epic battles regiments have different game statistics and numbers of stands depending on the type. There, that's mostly what I was interested in. So this is talking about the number of stands, because the game works a little bit different. So now instead of skirmishing with individual soldiers that make up units, you know, because you got your 28mm scale, this is what I was looking for. So now when the rules talk about tiny, you know, tiny being maybe like four figures or whatever, small is 4, tiny is 2, however it worked before, now I've got it in number of stands. Which means you probably could play with the regular Black Powder rules and not have this at all if you just replace number of figures with stands. I don't know, because to be honest, I've never played Black Powder before either, so this is all a new journey for me. It's another gaming journey. I'm actually very excited. So there we go, we got some additional rules to add more flavor. Some rules to actually use your epic scale, and then we've got, I don't know how many scenarios, we're going to take a look, but here we've got Battle of Greenbrier River and Battle of Wilson's Creek. I've heard that name before. I think I've seen like a battle report, another game system, someone played that. And I'm hoping, beyond hope, that the box is enough figures to run all of this. I know it might sound silly, like why wouldn't it, but I've gotten starter kits for other games where they have a scenario in here, you know, but it doesn't actually, you have to buy extra to make it fit. So we'll see. This one looks pretty big. Battle of, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Palem Church? I'm thinking Palem Church there. That's a fancy scribbling. So this looks like it has a lot. So 4 infantry, 1 artillery. So we'll see if we can do the big battles. But yeah, I'm so excited. And there's Gettysburg. Speaking of Gettysburg, they have a day 1 and they have a Gettysburg day 2. Man, and someone painted those up so nice. I'm jealous. They got 2 days of Gettysburg. Alright, well I can't wait to see if I can do 2 days of Gettysburg, and then I'll have to figure out what I need to do 3 days of Gettysburg. Alright, so there you go. This is a nice pamphlet to go along with your gaming. And here is what we got. This is what they call it, what, a pocket edition? I would have loved if they included the hardback. And so this isn't bad, it's just, I know people say, well, that would just raise the cost. It would raise the cost of the starter. I just got spoiled by Warhammer 8th edition, I think. That included a full hard copy of the rules, and then, you know, all the minis. So I was spoiled by Warhammer. But this is a nice book, and again, this is my first time seeing the Black Powder rulebook, like actually looking through Black Powder. I've seen some battle reports on YouTube and whatnot, so this will be my first time reading it for myself to really get an understanding of how the game is. This is actually nice. What I might actually do is take this on down to the local copy shop. Actually, this might be better than a hardbound, because if I can get it to the local copy shop, they might be able to cut and bind so I can open this and lay it flat. But that's small. Because it's smaller, I don't know. I might not be able to do that. That binding might just get right into the text, but I don't know. I might try it. If I do, I'll show you. There's a lot of examples in here. Looks like these are, yeah. I have a lot of battles in here, historical battles looks like, that you could use with other periods of time. And I mean, that's one nice thing. The Black Powder rule set is open to several time periods, so you're not limited to like just one. So that's cool. So a good part of the book then looks like it's orders of battle, different scenarios. So the rules themselves, oh, Quatre Bras, nice. Let's see, yeah. Oh, it's a nice book. So it looks like about half the book is rules and then half the book is battles. So that's pretty cool. Good. That's not so daunting. It was like you get a book and it's like, I gotta read all that to play. But I gotta look for where it's signed. Is that one signed or is this handout signed? I am looking for the signed because I got the signed one. I did the pre-order just so I could get a signed book. I know someone might say, well, it doesn't matter if you get a signed book. No, but I just thought it was cool that they said somebody would sign the book. Well, it's not the pamphlet. Maybe there's another book in there. Alright, well, this is not signed. Or on the back inside. Okay, well, no signature here. Second edition. Okay, so we'll keep looking. Alright, we're going to grab some more stuff here. What do we got? Ah, aha, there he is. Oh, it's Meade. Okay, so we've got both generals. They didn't come in one packet, they came in two packets. So we've got Meade and we got Lee. Okay, so it wasn't Grant I'm getting, so we got Meade and we got Lee. Excellent. Okay, so I'll set them off to the side. And this is packed by, I can't tell if that's Rodica, if that's R-O or A. Rodica. Rodica, thank you. I just want to look around. I'm afraid to take stuff out because I know it won't get back. And also was helped by Mateo. Thank you, Mateo. Wow, they just had to fit it all in here. That's a lot of plastic. I'm afraid to take it all out. So we've already taken a look at the Union. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sprues of Union. And if it's 100, that's like 1,200 right there. Add in the, what do we say, 300, so that's 1,500 Union. This is where you get your 3,000. All the bases for that. So 1,500 Union, that means this is 1,200 Confederate, and then you get what's in the box, the Confederate reinforcement pack there, that brigade. That's another 300, so that's 1,500 Confederate. Alright, there is another book. Okay, sweet. So here's, I'm just going to pull these out now. Here is the North American Farmhouse and Fence Set. Nice. Now, who made this? Sarissa Precision. Now, I've only bought one building like this. It wasn't foreground. It was something I found at my local hobby shop. So I have very little experience putting these together. And I know that it's going to be fun poking out all the little window pieces. Yeah, that's if they poke out. The one I bought before, the kit I had before, it was very precision cut. And all those little boxes got popped out to make windows. So I don't know if that's going to pop out or just decoration. But we'll have to assemble and paint at some point. So if anybody has any tips on painting these, because again, I built like one, but I didn't paint it. So if you know, if we need to prime this with anything in particular, it's already starting to pop out. Whew, it's got like there's a big wood smell or something coming out of that box. But you can tell that was packed away. A lot going on wherever they packed that at. Oh, here we go. Here's the other book. Glory, hallelujah. There's... Okay, so in addition to the black powder rule set and the Civil War, I don't want to call it pamphlet, but the magazine book, then you get Glory, hallelujah as well. The official Civil War expansion. Okay, very excited. And that one should be signed. Bam! There it is. Got it. I don't know why I found that exciting, but I do. That is exciting. I got a signed book. I'll probably never get to meet Dr. David B. James in person, but thank you for signing my book. And this is a meaty tome as well. This has got quite a bit. How the armies fought. Their stuff looks gorgeous. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a shot at painting. I'm waiting. It was on pre-order. I'll have to look. I don't know if it's shipping yet or now, but they have their own paint set just for this epic scale. And I thought, you know, when it's available, if it's available now, I'll go ahead and get it. Now this has got, looks like we got quite a bit of you know, unit listings, which is great. And then we got forts, marine and riverine aspects. Oh, that'd be cool. Looks like one of the mini subs there. That would be fun. I don't know how into Civil War, you know, naval Civil War type stuff I would get, but it would be interesting to try some of the ironclads. Assault on Fort Wright. What do we got here? Is that Luca? I can't tell with the fancy if that's a T or an L, but Tuca. Again, that's the problem with not knowing anything about a... Okay, that must be a T. There's a Tuca. There's a S. Salem Church. I mean, that's the thing is when you're not historically versed in the era you're going to game, and this is your introduction, I feel like there's a lot I don't know about the Civil War. So I'm definitely going to read as much as I can so I can learn about it. The only reason why that's even a concern is because with the Napoleonics gaming that I've done, it starts out just a game. I'm just pushing pieces on a table, rolling dice. But when you start to learn the history behind the why and the units involved and the people, it does make the game more relatable. You start to see the humanity behind it, and it makes it a little more interesting. Like, wow, these are things that people actually did. Here's what they went through, and now I'm modeling that on my table. You know, you really start to learn a lot. So, very good. Thank you very much for the book and the signature. So just set that there. And then we should have a few more housing aspects. Here's the dice. So we got 6 dice. I hope that's enough. I got plenty of dice if that's not. But what do we got? There's some flag sheets down there. I do see a Union and a Confederate flag sheet here at the bottom. And more buildings. So what do we got here? So here's a North American 15mm. I guess that's just generic Barnes. I'll figure it out. See, they got theirs painted up really nice. So again, yeah, if anybody has any painting tips, like do I need to prime it with something first, or because those are painted up really nice. Yeah, probably not going to happen with me right away. And then what do we have here? The Gettysburg Scenery Set. And once again, the problem with the not knowing is like, hey, those look cool. They look cool. They look good. Like, but I don't know what buildings they are. It looks like a university or a church. I'm thinking more like a big school or something. And it's some kind of archway. Well, this will tell me. Recreate the battlefield using the black powder epic. See, it includes the Schmucker House, originally constructed as the Theological Seminary building. This site was used by both the Union and Confederate forces as a hospital during the battle. Oh, okay, a seminary, so it's a school. Oh, and it tells you right there, Battlefield Gatehouse. Well, okay, Eddie, use your deductive reasoning, and now I can see I've got 2 houses and 1 Dutch-style barn. Perfect. Well, that's the drawback for not researching before I open it. I find things out after I should probably know. And this didn't tell me exactly what it is, except it's a farmhouse and my snaking fence set. Well, that is everything that comes with the black powder pre-order that I did. Probably most of the pre-orders will have a lot of this stuff. Now, I mean, I did order the one that specifically came with the building, so not every pre-order or basic set that you order will have the houses. In fact, I'm not quite sure if they all come with all of the books either, but that was just because I ordered the extra one, because I wanted the scenery, essentially, to go. If I'm not going to paint it up, at least the stuff I have should look a little more authentic in some other way. But there it is, and I appreciate you watching. And again, if you got any tips on the building preparation, because I think this is like, you know, the MDF style, I'm assuming. Like I've never really built one of these before, especially this size. Like I said, the one I got to try is like a little tiny house, and you know, who knows, but these are definitely larger and more intricate. So any tips to painting or even assembly, what type of glue to use, if they even need glue, any tips would be great. And let me know, what do you Civil War game with, or is that even something you're interested in? But any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll respond to everyone that I can. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching the unboxing, and we will talk to you another time.